Hey gamers, I have a crazy build for you all today using Chucky's new perk, Friends Till the End, and 40-meter triple blink nurse. These add-ons have a high skill ceiling, so I really don't recommend using this build if learning or unfamiliar with the add-ons. Despite its difficulty, we once again had some salty players that had a lot to say in stream chat, to which I ended up commentating their play, so this vid will be a bit different in presentation. But before I tell you that story, let me explain the build, because you might be looking at it like, why is she running a perk that gives the exposed status effect when it doesn't work on Nurse? And why is she running Nemesis when Nurse is never stunned with a pallet? Yeah, welcome to the channel. I like making weird, complicated synergy builds on Nurse, so be sure to subscribe and like if you also like that kind of content. Speaking of, I also added memberships, so if you want to support my content that way, it's always appreciated. So Friends Till the End is when you hook any survivor that is not the obsession. The following effects will apply to the obsession. Their aura is revealed for 6, 8, 10 seconds, and they suffer from the exposed status effect for 20 seconds, which we don't really care about. But when you hook the obsession, the following effects apply to a random survivor. Causes the survivor to scream and reveal their location to the killer, and they become the new obsession. To synergize with this, we use Nemesis, which is any survivor that blinds or stuns you using a pallet or locker becomes the obsession, which again, we don't really care about. What we do care about is this next part. Anytime your obsession switches to another survivor by any means, which in this case would be our other perk, then that survivor suffers from the oblivious status effect for 40, 50, 60 seconds, and their aura is revealed for 4 seconds. Okay, so if you're a bit confused, that's fine. I'll break it down. We find the obsession, hook the obsession, random survivor across the map or next to us becomes the obsession, and the switch lets us see their aura, and then they can't hear us. That's what the Oblivious does. It removes my tear radius completely for that person, which can get pretty scary if you have a 40-meter blink and are suddenly on top of them. And the Oblivious effect has to go through its entire 60 seconds, so even if the obsession switches before that time, the original switch is still oblivious, so now you have more than one gamer that has that status effect. And then say even if you don't hook the obsession first, you'll find the obsession because of the aura with Friends Till the End. Alright, so these two perks allow me to hook, see aura no matter what, then fly across the map and either down or start another chase. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense. So let's go over the other two perks. You can run whatever for these, like we first try Lethal Pursuer for more aura reading time and a quick start, and No Way Out for a secure endgame. However, the perks I settled on were Gearhead and Nowhere to Hide. Gearhead is when a survivor loses a health state. Gearhead activates for 30 seconds. And basically when a survivor hits any good skill check, we get to see their aura for 8 seconds. This is great for a couple of reasons. One, it absolutely shreds distortion tokens. You know, that perk us aura readers despise because it counters our whole build. Yeah, that. The only way they counter the perk is if they hit their great skill checks. It's really important to keep our aura for this build as it allows us to bounce between targets, and our entire build is aura. Regardless if they have distortion, that revealing location segment, we see that regardless. Another perk that counters our loadout is Calm Spirit. Calm Spirit prevents screaming. Keep in mind, DBD is very buggy, so this might not be as intended. It seems that going in a locker to either prevent the scream or the aura, aka both, because lockers prevent both, might be the counter from then becoming the obsession. I'm not too sure if this is an intended bug or not. To also add, despite Calm Spirit preventing the scream entirely and Distortion preventing the aura, there is still a chance they will become the obsession. This is really bad for you because you get no tracking value, which further shows the importance of Gearhead eating away those distortion tokens. Anyway, another reason why Gearhead is good is because Nurse tags players really easily, meaning she excels with bouncing between players after injuring them. So if you're having trouble chasing someone, you can look around and see an aura read on a generator and rotate targets. It also doesn't have a cooldown, so as soon as you get another injury, it'll activate again for 30 seconds. This works exceptionally well with triple 40-meter blink Nurse, because we cover a big chunk of the map. Lastly, Nowhere to Hide is already one of her best perks, and after kicking a gen, we see auras within 24 meters of our position, so we can blink and scan for others. There is no cooldown either, and it makes her worst maps, indoor locations, much more tolerable and lethal. Honestly, the big reason I run this perk is for my least favorite indoor maps, like Hawkins and RPD. I hate being there, so this is great for dealing with it. Finally, we'll briefly cover her add-ons. I do go over them on my best nurse add-on video, but since you're here, I'll summarize them. Campbell's Last Breath is her hardest add-on, but also brings back Old Range Nurse. Kind of. After reappearing from a fully charged blink, you automatically blink a full charge at wherever you are facing, and it requires you to have at least one charge in your pocket. It doesn't really specify what a full blink means, so I'll translate. A full blink is 20 meters, therefore you will automatically blink another 20 meters, therefore making it a more complicated way of blinking 40 meters. It's really hard to use consistently because you need to have a good blink control and an understanding of how far 40 meters actually is. But damn, it's really satisfying to hit. This also means you cannot hold your blinks to look for scratch marks or hesitate. You either need to 99 your blink right before full charge, or commit to the entire thing, which can cause overblinking if done incorrectly. Her second add-on complements Campbell's really well, and that's her Torn Bookmark add-on. This gives us another blink charge, but at the cost of a 30% longer recharge. Normally, Nurse takes 3 seconds to charge her blink, and this add-on increases that time to 3.9 seconds, which means if you miss all 3 of her blinks, you're looking at 11.7 seconds of recharge time. Yikes. Also, keep in mind, triple blink makes it so you go 40 meters and then you have the third blink. So either you can correct it or you have roughly 10-12 meters extra. So now you have a 50-meter blink, which makes you a sniper nurse, essentially. Also, if you use 3 blinks constantly to do damage, not a down just to hit somebody, that really long cooldown is super punishing. So it's so important to micromanage your blinks to where you only use 2 or 1. Don't get me wrong, this is a powerful add-on combo to have, as it's incredibly hard for survivors to dodge all 3 blinks, but it's also really punishing if you mess it up. Alright, now that we've finished discussing the entire build, I also want to give some context on why Erie, whatever, of Crows is a terrible map for Nurse. Since this salty player seems to think Nurse is so easy, default blink Nurse struggles with this map size since it takes forever for us to get from point A to point B. Her walking speed is slow, so she is forced to use 1 blink or 2 for movement, leaving a 3 to 6 second cooldown, or in this case, even longer. It's always recommended to use 1 blink for travel, so when you do find somebody, you have a shorter cooldown for starting chase with 2 blinks. But there's a lot of maps out there that are large and annoying for her, so this isn't even the worst part of this. This map has a darker and more broken reason for why I hate it so much. The staircases are weird. The staircases to the left side of main building gen are half broken, with one side having the bottom staircase completely unblinkable unless you go for the mid or top platform, whereas the top staircase is completely fine. Now, if we switch staircases, it's the opposite effect. And yes, it does help if you memorize this in your games. The bottom staircase is blinkable, but the top staircase isn't. And that's not even the worst staircase. The one on the right side of the gen has the entire staircase inaccessible to blinking, for the most part, aside from the platform. Now you may be thinking, that's not too bad. You know, it's like a small section of the map. We can get around it. It gets even worse. When this map was made smaller in a recent update-ish, kind of, the devs seem to have forgot to code the outskirts of the map. The edges, outskirts are broken blink code. This is how the floor is supposed to look when blinking, smooth and clean, but this is what it looks like on the border. The entire border of this map is bugged on Nurse. What a mess. It was so frustrating dealing with this in a specific game because I had no idea and I ended up losing due to dev code error, which, by the way, sorry to Pinhead mains, this applies to you too because Nurse shares the same code. Yay. Anyway, eventually I'm planning on making a full video discussing all of the messed up blink spots for Nurse and I guess Pinhead, so stay tuned for that, I guess. Okay, now that we went over everything you need to know, we can finally get to the fun, salty bits. At the end of the game, I was really proud of hitting my 40-meter blinks, and this gamer was wiggling, so I didn't really feel like giving them hatch. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and in this case, I didn't. One of the players in the match told me, "You're such a salty player." I guess for not giving them hatch. I don't know. And it was also kind of odd because eventually they just gave up. They had a lot of gen progress, but a couple of their teammates just didn't want to play anymore. And judging how they asked for a rematch, at least one of them did, but then the other one wanted me to dodge them. And then if you're lost, it's okay. Me too. You'll see here. Instead of showing the full game on its own, I'm gonna show you the interaction starting from the end, and then me criticizing the gamers that were salty in a VOD playback. I'm sure you'll enjoy this. So thank you so much for watching.
Hey, Misu. Oh, I fucking hate this map. Oh, you're wiggling for hatch? It just actually didn't wiggle, maybe. Rematch? No, I'm good. I'm okay. I literally, this is one of the worst maps for nurse. And I somehow managed to get it. You're such a salty player. Who? Who's salty? Me for not wanting to give her the thing? And your nurse? You can't come in here and say I'm salty when you're looking at yourself. Just point and click sim. Okay. Okay. Let's see you run 40-meter nurse and then see how it goes. You're just mad because normally you as a SWF group, you win games. I highly doubt you lost the game with that gen progress. I highly doubt it. Please dodge my lobbies in the future. You guys are mad because you guys normally win your games. Shut the f up. But people like me, the S tier killers, yes, probably. I'm mad because every time I play with you is the most miserable thing. I'm not gonna remember who you are. I'm not gonna remember. I see people every day. But you guys are 4 stacking. Fun fact, Calm Spirit counters this. Because you don't scream, so you don't see aura. You're the one crying. They were good for those who were there. For those who were like, the thing is, I'm running a build that can cover a big chunk of the map. I don't have anti-gen, so I don't want to fucking hear it. If they were able to counter my blinks, I would have a 12-second cooldown. But on top of that, these gamers are used to facing probably not nurse and blights, and then they win games. And then they get mad that when they finally lose. That's just kind of how it is. There was 4 gens. We can't say they're bad because their efficiency was really good. But my efficiency was also really good. They just got outplayed. You do need perks on there, dude. It is. Look at this. This is the build. This is literally the build, bro. Look at this. I'm running friends till the end, this is not a slugging build. So I have to go to one person and then go to the next person and then go to the next person. Nowhere to hide is free. All right. How many times did I use nowhere to hide? Look, wait about this son. There has perks on. No, this is actually really fun. It's these two is what can put it all together. Did you guys? They did. Here, let's go look at their build. Dude, let's go look at them. You want to talk about my nowhere to hide? Body knowledge will make it, which made really fast Hokios. Calm Spirit and Distortion. Distortion, Body Knowledge, Calm Spirit will make it. Windows, Bond, Resilience, Dead Hard. Calm Spirit, which counters this. This counters this. This Distortion counters this. Except for Gearhead. So I guess that sucked. Calm Spirit counters this. Deliverance as well, which I think you were the first one down, so you just got the Deliverance curse, and that's unfortunate. You literally tripped the fucking snowman within the first 5 seconds, so you kind of got fucked up. That was just bad RNG. One thing I will give them props for, I don't see a lot of perk repetition, so they have a lot of variety. You always play sweaty and run the best stuff on nurse. This is my main build. I only just found this build yesterday. This is my main. You think this is sweaty? You're just a nurse hater, which is understandable, but this isn't sweaty. This is sweaty, and I barely ever run this. I don't, it's very rare I run this. I choose almost every other option. I run the build D's nuts. D-E-E-Z, and then nuts. I run backpack nurse. This is my main build. This is what I like to run. Oh, did you get them a sub? I appreciate it, thanks, I think. They literally were full SWF, full comms, okay? And actually, most of the did I even get nowhere to hide value? Let's go look here. Let me see if I can remember this. This guy had Calm Spirit and Disto. Who else had Calm Spirit? I think it was this guy. So immediately spawning in, the guy with Deliverance tripped a snowman, which I'm sorry. You can't blame me for that. That is the most unlucky shit I have ever fucking seen. And not only that, you were the obsession too. So you were exactly who I needed for this build to work and be functional. So that was unlucky. That was just kind of like awkward. That was awkward. And then also you double back still, which you shouldn't do. So maybe that's not very good. And then this was an easy 6-second chase, I guess. I see why you don't like going against me. I see why you want me to dodge the lobby. I understand now. Also, this outskirts of the map, like up to 20% of it on each side, you can't blink through there. I just didn't want to tell them that because then they would have cheesed the whole game, and I don't know. They don't deserve my tips, okay? But I'll teach them how to play normally. So I 40 meter over here. Because Gearhead's proccing on this side. I kick this gen, which I don't think do I even go for this? It's like, do I even do it with this at all? Let me think. Do I do anything with this? Why is this? This looks really bad. We'll leave it though. I prediction blink. This guy goes in a snowman for some reason. And then I kick gen, but I think I do get nowhere to hide value here. I do. But this person's just mad because under normal circumstances, this would have worked. But they use lithe, and you can see it. They use lithe, so they lithe, but I assumed that. I have 40 meters in my belt, so I used the full 40 meter blink, and it got them. So that was just kind of just, again, my blink countered their lithe. Normally it wouldn't, because Nurse can't do that. She normally has 32 meter distance, but yeah. I'm gonna give the haters. So that changes. So I go to the next person. This build is very much hook somebody, go to the next guy, hook another person, go to the next guy. And I don't even, do I kick this gen? I don't think I kick this gen. I think I just say, fuck it, I don't care about it. And I just wait my 12 seconds to get my shit back, because it takes 12 seconds to get my recharge. It's very long. So I wait all the entire 12 fucking seconds. This guy's waiting at the corner. Wow, very waiting at the corner. Doesn't keep running against Nurse. And I think I check on this gen right here. I don't think I kicked this either, do I? No, I just got a free hit. And then I rotate. Let me see if I have, and then this guy, this actually, I got my blink. I blinked. What's interesting about that is I just didn't blink my second blink long enough. I kicked this gen because I have 12 seconds of downtime. More like 11. Or no, sorry, more like 8, but it's a while. We are doing a recap. These guys are calling me salty, but then they're salty. So I did a terrible flick here. It was dog shit. Look at this. Look at this. This was dog shit. If I just blinked normally, I probably would have made it there, but I fucked it up. So that was really bad. That was terrible. No, they weren't planning a tunneling. They were just mad because they were getting outscaled, I guess. This gen right here is about 50%. This one's at 85. This one over there, I think, is that 50%? Or is that 70? It's hard to tell. I think it's like at 50, 60. I missed on my blink here, but we have 3 blinks, so it's fine. Time to wait 12 more seconds. I know someone's over here, because Ice kind of ran over here, and also Gearhead procs. And this person runs over their Swift, but they ran over to a gen that was being worked on. What a bunch of goofs. What a goofy move. Thanks for the nowhere to hide. I appreciate it. You didn't have to run by your team. And so I don't see anybody. I pick up this guy. Let me see. And then this guy, we have switching, and then this person became the new obsession. We were forced to do this blink because I can't control that blink. And then they leave. That guy, I think that guy is, no, is that guy distortion? That guy's calm spirit. They don't go for hook, which is fair. This person got gearhead value. I don't know who this is. It might be Fungmin. Yeah, this is Fungmin. So they just run in a predictable manner. Because they had gearhead proc. I feel like someone with distortion probably called out that I have gearhead, or they have gearhead, so I think they probably should have called that if they didn't. And then I go back to hook because there's this gen. I think, is this gen pop yet? No, this gen didn't pop yet. I was worried about that gen, and so I make it there with my 40 meter blink. I get this, and then now I kick this gen. I think we had 1 nowhere to hide value. This is the second nowhere to hide value. And I wasn't even value because I sucked. I didn't get anywhere with it. Nothing happened. I had to go back and pick up this guy because nothing to do here. But this dude in basement. So I guess, I won't count that value because nothing happened with it. So we're gonna go back to 1. People always complain about perks when you don't even use the perks. The perk they should be complaining about is probably, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I guess Gearhead. Gearhead probably be it, but no one talks about Gearhead. They're always working on this gen too. They had a bunch of gens. This guy goes down. Healing at the gen, which is next to they're basically healing at the slug person, which was kind of an odd choice. So this gen was still, I remember I didn't kick that gen back there. That gen back there is still at 95%. The gen in front of building is at 50 something percent, 60%. The gen at Killer Shack is at 60%. Main building is at 50%. They had a lot of gen progress across the board. Like if we all add that together, a lot of like, that's all they had to do. But there was nonstop pressure. It was just nonstop like pressure. And that's why like they weren't really pleased. And the reason why I say they most likely win games is because all 4 of them brought bloody party slick stuff. They brought tiramisu and shit, mainly. This guy I think was trying to go for a flashlight save, which was bold, very bold. Not the move I would make. And then just holds W, takes a prediction hit, and then he has to go for save. I started playing sweaty here because I'm reading that there's a lot of gen progress going on, and I'm just gonna take the. Just kind of go as I go, because if I slow down this pressure at any point, they can easily snowball back. I'm trying to keep it in my favor. I go for this person. I ignore that guy. Hit this person. That guy. Oh, he probably E'd. That's what happened. That was an E, I think. That was a really good E in main building before. Nowhere to hide. No value. No value. I haven't seen. I mean, there's that guy, but it doesn't really matter. This person actually ends up seeing this as a loss, so they kill themselves. They kill themselves on hook. And then they tell me to dodge their lobby in the future. And so they asked for a rematch, but I don't really care. I don't care that much. They care a lot. They asked for a rematch. I said no because I don't care. I don't know. I just can't be bothered. I hate customs. Customs waiting for I get too impatient. And then what's the point? Now they know my build, right? So like I know their build. They quit on hook. This guy throws. Actually, that was funny. The flashbang. I didn't even see the flashbang on the thing. Wait, did they wait? Was that a flash? Or was it a firecracker? Okay, I was really confused. Never mind. I was super confused. That was perplexing. That was a firecracker. And then that was it. They just decided as a squad they weren't having a good time because a lot of gens were 50%. And I had nonstop pressure the entire game. But nowhere to hide, by the way. None of this was nowhere to hide. Maybe one of them. And that was it. That was GG. And that guy dies. This person starts throwing snowballs at me. I can link this VOD if you want. I think they were just used to winning. Because that was a lot of like they were split up. They were efficient. They made some minor mistakes. They have a really big map to work with. So a lot of this was either due to their error, but also they just got outplayed because of the situation. Yeah. So at that point, that person gets seen. And also, the thing with this build is once you know you're exposed and the obsession switches or something, then you know there's nothing you can do. So this guy was just... And then I dropped this. They called me salty here. I timed my fatigue. They were trying to time my fatigue, but I outplayed that. So, and then I kind of thought this was funny because I don't think this should have hit. Oh, they're gay too. I like that. I felt really what's it called, proud of this game. So I didn't give hatch. That might have been that they didn't like that though, and I guess they were mad. I don't know. They asked for a rematch, and I said no because they're toxic. And I don't really feel like entertaining toxic people, except unless I'm making content, which is now. So if anyone's wondering, why are you giving them attention? I'm just making content. It's going to be a video. And then this guy was like, please dodge my lobbies. And I'm probably not going to, because you should just get better facing this killer. What is point and click? Civilization. But apparently it's playing nurse at the same time. You're still on this? I'm making content, gamer. I'm honest, because it's going to go in a YouTube video. And why record offline when I can just record it right now? I'm going to say I'm up against her. Oh, I mean, then you're... Okay. Are you still on this? If you show up to the streamer when you're in your next game and you're wondering if you're facing the streamer, I think you're the one still on it too, buddy. I think we're both still on it. At that time, at that point, we're both in the same place still. Fucking. Thanks for wasting your money on me. It's going to me though. It's not going to you, but you're welcome. Hate subs are really funny. I agree. Okay, wait. Let me get this straight. Wait. I had an epiphany. You come in here and you said rematch, but now you're checking to make sure you don't do a rematch? The plot thickens. The plot fucking thickens.